All right, so if there is one thing that I pretty much never spare any of my expense on when I'm traveling or I'm on holiday, it is 100% the food. I love eating at just amazing restaurants, trying unique things, but today we're going to be looking at some cheap eats down in Sydney. This is Sydney's cheapest eats for under $10. Hopefully I'll get some clarification on what type of $10 that is. But this one's coming from Sao. I don't know if we've done one of their videos before. I'm not too sure. This was a recommendation and I'm curious. You know, I'm not always, when I come to Australia, I'm most certainly going to be trying to experience the most unique food experience. I'm going to experience unique food experience. That sounds weird. I want to do some cool food experiences, and I'm definitely going to have to be able to grab some quick bites to eat, though, when I'm on the go, I would imagine. So this should be helpful, and hopefully we get to look at some delicious food that Sydney has to offer on a good budget. Smash the like button. Let's dive in.
Sydney is one of the most expensive cities to live in, but it doesn't have to be this way.
Most
because
expensive.
I'm going to be reviewing cheap places to go when eating out in the sea.
Swear to God, I'm not farting, you guys. It's just my seat rubs against this. All right, let's keep going.
BD area, which is the main requirement for these places I'm going out to. Like, I'm sure there's great food in Penrith, but who the hell is gonna go there in the first place? We have the cheapest option at $1, but before we get to that,
I think we've done one of his videos. This voice sounds familiar.
Which is still under $10, and then work our way down to the cheapest option. We are starting off the list with Chun Siam, a Thai restaurant near the central train station with a special menu. The cheapest option being goat noodles for $8.50. A small bowl with cuts of pork or beef, meatballs, water spinach, and rice noodles.
And nothing too special, but like if you're really
pretty straightforward
for it, then feel free to spend $8.50, I guess. Like I had better, but I also had it double the price, so like...
The noodles are fine, same with the meat, like you can't mess that up. Although the soup looks intensely dark, making it seem like it'll be rich in flavors. But in reality, the flavor is really disappointing since the taste is much weaker. I'm comparing my other experiences with other Thai restaurants, which served better boat noodles, but they were also double the price. So it's kind of like you pay for what you get. The first meal of the day was pretty weak, I can't lie. But the next food is a staple within Sydney, and they are called bunmies or pork rolls, whichever way you want to say that. Basically, a Vietnamese salad sandwich that are often priced lower than what people would normally order for a toasted sandwich at a cafe, despite it offering more flavor and ingredients inside of it, which I personally prefer over a typical toasted sandwich. You can find it for $6 to $8 around the western suburbs, but it commonly hits the $11 mark around the city. The cheapest place I could find in the city is Un's Food and Juice, selling the traditional pork roll variant for $8 or $1 less if you get it before 11 a.m.
Just came in clutch. Okay, I can't lie, I saw some pretty cursed things in that restaurant. She put pieces of apple in here and fried onion, as well as put the meat in the microwave, and this is not usually supposed to be this color, it's supposed to be pink. Oh yeah, having lettuce is a bit
probably from the microwave.
Despite me being weirded out by it, since it has a different style to what I'm used to, I quite liked it. I was pleasantly surprised with the apples as it added an extra crunch and complemented the savory parts of the roll. It wasn't the best banh mi I had, but I still think it was a really solid one.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're on the go and you just need something, like, super cheap, I would probably eat that. I would grab it. It seems decent. I don't know about putting the meat in the microwave. Kind of freaks me out.
Everyone from Sydney knows Mappen or
we don't use
two restaurants specializing in their own
here.
Japanese dishes. Mappen has noodle dishes and Oiden has donburi, which are Japanese style rice bowls. I've already covered Mappen in another video, with its cheapest option being plain udon noodles for $5.50. So I might as well cover the other half with Oiden and their large selection of dishes around the $10 range. Most of these things are pretty good since I've eaten this place a lot, but we're getting the cheapest thing here, a small Otana Takana salmon bowl for only $6.90. I have to admit that Oiden is a personal favorite of mine, due to how close it is to the arcade.
Is this like a very small serving?
I have to admit that Oiden is a
like, did he already eat some of it? Because it looks like if he dips that spoon in there 2 more times, that's like the entire thing.
Personal favorite of mine, due to how close it is to the arcade. You waste all your money playing games, which means you need something cheap and tastes like actual food instead of the fast food slop. So you might as well cross the road to get some oiden and then go back to the arcades after you're done. It's small, but it can be filling to eat
Arcades?
because you're getting served rice at the end of the day. But if it's not enough, then the upsize options are still reasonably priced. For $10.90 for
got a little bit
medium
more than
and
I thought
$12.90
originally.
for large, as well with a variety of sauces to personalize and enhance the flavor. This one I've seen a lot on Instagram, and that is Baba Woo's Dumplings, which is a couple steps away from that banh mi place I was at earlier. It seemed like the main appeal of this place is the pricing, as it's plastered around the store with paper printed from Officeworks.
It's literally
we
everywhere.
get it.
Holy
All
cow.
the dumplings here are $5.
Yo, this guy wants it so badly.
That's a pretty good deal because what would that be like? $3.50 in US dollars? That's really cheap.
I'll try one. Okay. Not gonna lie, these dumplings are pretty ass.
The taste of the dough wrapped with the dumplings is pretty strong.
I like he's just kind of shit on everything. And he said he didn't want to do that in the beginning. I get it though. You're getting cheap food, dude.
And
Cheap food.
overpowers the meat inside of it since it's so thick.
Definitely
But
better
it's
than
still
fast
okay
food,
to
though, I
eat,
would say,
since
for your
the sauce
body.
they offer makes the dumplings tolerable to eat since it adds a bit of flavor, even though it's basic vinegar and chili oil.
I say, if you ignore the price, and if I bought this like with normal price, it'll probably be like a 4 to 5 out of 10. But I'd say it's like a 7 out of 10 because they're kind of addicting to eat.
That's
I think
pretty
it's
good.
because they're still edible
7 out of
and
10?
pretty
That's
easy to
high.
eat. Personally, for me, my hot take is that dumplings as a food itself are kind of mid. Like, there's not a strong difference between an okay tasting dumpling and a good one. So I was pretty satisfied eating 12 mid dumplings over spending more money just for a quarter amount, and they just taste a little bit less mid.
I had dumplings the other day. We bought a pack of like frozen ones from Costco. They're really, really good. My son loves them.
We are getting to
He
the
loves
really
Asian food.
cheap end of the list with some hot buns, or if you're feeling
More
Chinese,
Asian
you can
food.
call them baozi. Basically just a white steamed bun with your choice of filling inside. We have two options you can go to. Conveni 8, a store tucked away in the Pitsway arcade, sharing the same vibe as a Japanese konbini, and the last place I went to with the $5 dumpling signs plastered over the store, which also had some of the signs with the $1.
How hilarious would it be if you walked into this place and I ordered the 12-piece chicken dumplings and I was like, how much are they?
Barbecue chicken baos. The konbini baos had a larger range of options, but they doubled the price of Baba Woo. Although I was giving it for $1 since they had it on discount past 3 PM, since they were trying to get rid of their old stock, so it wasn't as hot from the steamer, which was
Oh, boy.
fine. At least the baos from Baba Woo are constantly hot, but that's because I see them use the microwave to heat up the food. I mean, it's pretty bad, but like, what are you expecting from something this cheap? The taste
Yeah.
is what you expect from any bao. You get the soft,
I've
sweet
never
taste
had one of
dough
these.
with a tiny bit of meat filling to balance the flavor. They're quite small and quick to eat, so one of them is clearly not enough to fill you up. If you're solely relying on the baos to fill you up, then you have to spend like an extra $1 for another one, or even $4 to have enough. This
Okay.
is a pretty overlooked option, but if you
This is the cheapest one. The last one said $2.
really want the cheapest way to eat, then head to the nearby supermarkets since they're filled with food. Microwaved and pre-packaged meals are sort of a
We're
bit
doing
cheaper than
microwavable
stuff you buy
food?
at restaurants. So to optimize your savings, it makes sense to get the cheapest option.
I see
Oh
it,
yeah,
I
these
see
gotta
it.
be like
It's
$1.
this one. Yo, $1 every day
$1.
price. Let's go. Next set, utensils. Sushi shop right there. Surely they got chopsticks.
Where are you gonna cook
There we
that?
go,
You
we
microwave,
got
no?
So your next step is to
I
somehow
guess
get
you could just get hot
boiling
water.
to heat up the
Yeah.
noodles, which is why it's so convenient that there is the University of Technology Sydney right across the road. I assume they have a microwave or hot water tap for students that bring their own meals. I don't know. I didn't check this beforehand.
I feel so out of place here. I should not be here at all. Or maybe we could go down that way. No, it's definitely not here. Maybe the Bluebird pantry has it. It's a pantry, so surely it will have things there. There it is. There
Got a
it is.
microwave?
QC UTS microwave. Q-check 5.
It's hilarious. cup of noodles.
Now we wait. Okay, this is like optimal eating outside just so I can do this. Dude, they didn't give you enough like seasoning.
Wow, that's actually quite a bit. We have top ramen, which we get, which I think would be comparable in price to this. I haven't had a cup of top ramen noodles in so long, man.
Like all of this just white.
I used to love those
There's
when
gonna
I
be
was a
like
kid.
no flavor in this. What the hell? That's why it's like $1, right? But
Exactly. That's
yeah, I mean, tastes like noodles. I don't know what I was expecting.
There's no source of protein, far from being healthy, and the seasoning package doesn't even cover all
Yeah,
the
the
noodles.
opposite of
It's just
healthy.
pure carbs and sodium, which is perfect if you just need to be filled up, which low-key does it better than some of the other options on this list. And it only costs $1 and your time finding the hot water tap at UTS. So now you know the cheapest way to eat out in Sydney. Keep doing this every time you go out, and then you can finally save that money for something.
A steak.
Definitely not a house though. Just keep a note that if you're watching this video in the future, the
man.
prices will slightly change. Give it like 6 months knowing how bad Sydney is when it comes to inflation. But even with the potential price increases, these places will still hopefully remain staples of the city for their cheapest value.
All right. The cheapest food in Sydney. I don't know what I was expecting. Under 10, I would have been trying to get a little bit higher up to the $10 mark. Like, what's the best bang for my buck that I can get? He went the opposite way. Started a little high, but when was the first one? I think it was like $7.50. Went all the way down to $1. That was interesting. All right, cool video. Thanks for the recommendation, you guys. I'm getting out of here. I'll see ya in the next one. Peace and blessings. What am I doing? Why do I say peace and blessings? All right, bye.